Well, went to the chiropractor. Never had anybody pull, push, crack, twist, hop on me. I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. But I can say that I'm not standing here talking to you feeling a pain in my back. It was only $40, which was pretty awesome. He told me not to wear the patches that I've been wearing. The little icy hot patches. I was gifted some, and I was wearing them. I was gonna go get me some, but I ended up getting some as a gift. But I wore them for every day. I put a new one on until one evening when I went to take a bath and I went to take it off. And you know how when you've been wearing a Band-Aid for a long time, the really good sticky ones, and it literally sort of hurts because it feels like it's pulling your skin too? So I'm thinking, all right, I've worn these too many days in a row. So that night, I didn't wear one to bed that night. And then so my skin would sort of feel better. And the next morning, I used the Ascorbine Junior, which is, I only keep it for ant bites and mosquito bites and stuff like that, stinging grass, because the menthol in it takes that sting and that hurt, that pain away. I always keep it for especially like when the kids are little, or even myself, because I do it too. I got an ant the other day out there, and I came in and got the Ascorbine Junior and rubbed it all over my feet, so I wouldn't be scratching and feeling the sting and wanting to scratch at them. Anyway, so the next morning, instead of putting a patch on, I just used the Ascorbine Junior on my back. And it's like a bottle with a little felt top tip, and you just, rub it all over your back. Anyway, I did that for a couple of days. Anyway, today when I was at the chiropractor, he said no heat whatsoever. He said only cold. And then he said something about when I'm heat, which I didn't think about the patches being, I know they're icy hot, but I've only felt the coolness of the patch. I don't really know what the medicine is inside the icy hot patch that makes a heat into your body, but I know that I feel the cool from the icy hot patch, and I feel the cool from the Ascorbine Junior. And I used all those patches that I was sent, gifted, and even bought, I didn't buy the Icy Hot brand, but I bought the same, this compared to Icy Hot. And I was wearing one while I was there. Anyway, he kept talking about the heat. Don't use the heat. And he said, when you take the ibuprofen, when you have a pain, the ibuprofen medicine is looking for the heat of that pain. And that's where it sends its, that's where the meds go to fight that pain. And that's where the heat is. And when I'm putting hot on it, it's not gonna make it well. It's not gonna help. So he said, ice it for 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. Try not to sit, constantly be moving. I'm always on the move, guys. Y'all know I always am. Now, I know that since my back is hurt, I've tended to sit, and I ordered this massager thing. It's got like knuckles, and they're just grinding out, and they push. It's like a slower version of something that he used on me. I don't know what he was using. I told Mom on the phone driving home, it felt like a little tiny jackhammer. And he did it all back there on my lower back in different areas. So anyway, he told me that if I wanted to come back this evening, I could, and he won't charge me in the same day. So I'd just go in for free and have him do another adjustment, I think is what he called it. if I can, if I start feeling because like right now, like I said, I don't feel anything. If I move, like when I change from leg to leg, I can feel the pain, but it is not like, well, I started saying I don't feel it. That's the first time I tried to bend over. I can feel the pain right here, right now, and I'm just bent like this. Now when I go down, it sort of stretches my back, and the pain sort of goes away a little bit till I get to another certain spot down. And then, so I don't know. But he said the first time you come into him, you're nervous. You're not knowing what to expect. You're not relaxed because you've never been there before. You've never had anybody adjust you like he does. And he said, so if I want to come back this evening, then he can do a little bit more work on me. And maybe, because I, like, at one point when I was laying face down, stuff where he started up here, I could hear cracking and popping. I told Mom, I said, I don't even know if he was using his knee, what he was using, but whatever he was doing to me back there, all through here, but I never heard him, nothing popped or cracked or did anything down here in the lower back where it actually is the pain. And that's where he used that little tapping machine. I don't know. I'd say he was going like this. I don't know what he was doing, but I could feel it tapping like a little jackhammer on my back. Before you even go in there to him, though, they hook you up. She asked you, this little nurse asked you where the pain is, and you tell her, and she hooks these little electronic little nodes to you. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, these sticker pads to you. And then she asked you to tell her when it hurts. And she says you don't want it to hurt. So I guess if she had upped it to a spot, I said, oh yeah, that hurts, she'd have brought it down again to a spot that didn't hurt. But she just kept click, 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 click. And I can feel it, but nothing was hurting. And at some point she sort of stepped back and looked at me. She goes, that's not hurting? And I said, no. And she goes, okay. And I said, she clicked, and I said, I can feel it more now. I could start, anyway, she goes, all right, we'll just leave it at that one. But I don't know, maybe I have a high pain tolerance, because I thought that was, she didn't do that to anybody else. They'd say, okay, right there. People kept telling her right there, okay, right here. There was 4 of those machines in that room, and people are hooked to them. Then people that are waiting to go in, there was a few more chairs down here, and when you got off the electrical thing, you moved to this seat, and eventually you moved into the hallway, and then you were next to go into his room. Anyway, there were 4 people at a time hooked to those. So even though I was in there for a few minutes without being hooked up, just sitting waiting for my next turn, everybody was, yeah, okay, that's good. And she just kept clicking away. I kept thinking, when am I going to say, okay, that's good? But it never happened. So I don't know. Maybe I have a high pain. I had to take the food up. Look, he had to get up there and eat it. He is so funny. I told Mama this was, Rohan comes in and he goes straight beeline for that laundry room, and he eats cat food. Then when he's through eating cat food in there, he comes in here and he eats the puppy chow. But I had to take it up last night because before I went to bed, Jenson is at the vet. He's being neutered right now. So that was what I did this morning. I had to be there at 7:30. Got there at 7:35, and the line, because it's Texas litter control, and the line was just out so long. I'm like, well, I'm not even getting out of my car. I'm just going to wait until there's only a few people fixing to go in the door, and then I'll get out. So I had to pick him up sometime around 4, unless he's ready early and they message me, and I can go back up there. So, but anyway, I left straight from dropping him off and getting him all done up there, and then went straight down the highway to Cleveland to Dr. Wolf. And that's who Daniel's seen, and that's who he sent Daddy to go see. Anyway, so you move from that electronic stuff into him, and he does a few little vital, I don't know if they're called vitals, he taps your knee, see how your reflexes are, and behind your ankle, and all this kind of stuff. And then, do I feel this? Do I feel this? Down my legs. And I said, yes. And then he said, okay, he said, so I had to sit up and down. And as I sat up and down, he was doing things to me. Okay, sit down. I sat down. Sit up, sit down. Okay, stand up. Now tell me right now where it's hurting. I said, it's just always, it's just the pain right there. I said, whether I'm sitting or standing, the pain is there. And it's there. Like I said, just standing here talking, I can't even feel it. And the last, like the other day when I was doing the cookies, that pain was constant. Now, when I went to bend over to open the stove, it was worse than it is now. I can still feel it, but it's not near as bad. So, but all kinds of stuff was popping when he's doing my back. Then he had me turn my head sideways, and he did something. My neck popped and cracked. Then I had to turn this way, and he did it to me. And then he made me turn on my side. He lifted that head thing up at an angle. And I had to lay my head, I had to cross my arms like this. And he needed this, I had to put my arm under here because he needed my elbow. And then I had to lay the leg touching the bed went straight, but this leg, the leg on top, laying on my side, had to come up into like a fetal position, like knee up. And then Mama said, was he bouncing on you? And I said, I guess that's when she said, Dad said he bounced on me. I guess that's when he bounced on me. Because that was the only bouncing I felt. Was maybe that. And I said, I don't know if he was. And I said, I guess I could see how he would tell me I might need to come back because I was nervous. I don't know what he's doing to me. I don't even know what. Did he use his knee? Did he only use his hands? Did he use an instrument? I know he used an instrument on my back because it was, like I said, it was like a hammer. Now I just got home. I do feel a lot better. If I didn't have to go get Jenson this evening, I would do a few things here around the house and then go back up there. But since I have to go get him about sometime in between here and 4, it's really going to be not enough time, I don't feel like, between the time I seen him and then going back to be done in time to then get to Humble to get Jenson. So I'm just not going to go back today. But I will, like I said, he said no heat. He said peas, some kind of frozen vegetables back there and the ibuprofen. He said, but no peas. No peas, no heat. So, that's what I'll be doing. So I went. Everybody wanted me to go. I went. And I do feel better. I guess I had high expectations that I was going to go in there and he was going to do some stuff to me, and then I was going to be completely, I'm going to come out there thinking, oh my gosh, there's nothing going on. But standing like this, nothing. Bending, right there. That's as far as I can get before I start feeling the strain on my back. But it's a lot better than having to get down and then you can't get back up. So you're literally putting your hands on your knees. I'd get down like this, like down doing something, then I'd put my hands on my knees and have to walk myself back up. I hated that. Am I zipped? Oh yeah, I'm zipped. I was not zipped. Wouldn't that have been embarrassing? Anyway, so I went, and that was my morning so far. Then I gotta get Jenson this afternoon. All right, love you guys. I'll see y'all later. God bless y'all. Alexa, stop. So we just got home. Levi and I went and picked up Mr. Jenson from the vet. He is a little sore. Jenson, there he is. He's hiding. He don't quite know what happened to him. He cried in the car and he was shaking, that Chihuahua shake. He doesn't normally have it, but he sure was shaking for a long time. And he just stayed up on my shoulder, wouldn't come down. I haven't taken his doctor tag ID off yet, but baby, you okay? He's had meds to keep him from hurting. Honey, no. Leave him alone for a little while. She's so happy to see him home, but I don't want her to hurt him. Oh, he's gonna go under the couch. Honey! Levi. Alright. I just thought I'd let y'all see an update. He's home and he's good, but he's missing a couple of pieces. He'll be a better dog for it. Alright, love you guys. You wanna tell him bye?
Bye.
Why did you drink? Is that mine?
Yeah.
Oh. I had to get McDonald's on the way home.
Amazon Prime that coming on the internet. Amazon Prime that coming on.
Let me tell y'all what he did. Made me very angry. Hold on. So I bought these Atkins. You know, it's not cheap. Atkins. The Atkins. I bought 2 boxes of the coconut. They're like candy bars. Almost like an Almond Joy, but more like the Mounds because it's a dark chocolate. I bought 2 boxes of those and 1 box of like turtles, but Atkins, you know, like the chocolate covered caramel almonds, or I think they're almonds. I don't think they're peanuts. Anyway, 1 box of those. And I told him, when he wants something sweet, he can have a Jell-O, which are sugar free and they're in the refrigerator. I keep those. Or 1. So you know I was gone this morning. He's got sausage in the refrigerator, the links. All he's got to do is heat it up. He's got toast. He knows how to make toast by himself with a toaster. So I get home today. 1 box. He's over there making laughing sounds. I had 1 of those coconut bars out of that box. There was 5 in a box. The box was empty. And I didn't realize I went to take the garbage out of the trash can, and when I opened the lid to the garbage can, I seen a wrapper, and I thought, okay, well, he must have had one. But as I was tightening it up, another wrapper, you know how you're tightening up the bag and things sort of moving around. There was 3 wrappers that I come across right there on the top of the garbage can. So I opened the drawer to where those are, and that box was empty. And I told him, I said, what was the point of eating? Those are low carb. See, it just doesn't go there. A lot of people said, like, why don't you have Levi carry your 50-pound bags of feed? Well, I'm a grown person with a mind that works the way it should. If the bag feels lopsided or something on my shoulder, then I adjust it. His mind doesn't work that way, where, you know, I can't have him down hurt somehow because I can't move him around. He's too big. So anyway, yeah, so he had 4 at 2 or 3 carbs a piece. I can't remember how many each one of those has. He might as well just had a candy bar, a real candy bar, although I don't keep real candy bars. It was, you know, it defeated the purpose. Anyway, he don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get them.
Well, some things you don't get, and some things you just disobey Mom. How many of those keto snacks are you supposed to have a day? See, I'll tell you. How many are you supposed to have? How many are you supposed to have? Not that you did have, but how many did I tell you? How many a day? 1. He'll tell you 1. But he sure had 4 while I was gone this morning. Anyway. It is what it is. Alright, love you guys. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night. And this will come out in the morning.